15 years have passed since the world lost Patrick Swayze, the multi-talented actor, dancer, and singer best known for his unforgettable roles in iconic films like Dirty Dancing and Ghost. As fans continue to cherish his talent, the spotlight turns to his widow, Lisa Niemi Swayze, who has remained relatively silent on some of the more heartbreaking details of her late husband's passing. Factsverse presents Patrick Swayze's widow breaks her silence 15 years later. Patrick's inspiring career. Patrick Swayze was born August 18, 1952 in Houston to Patsy Yvonne Helen, a choreographer and dance instructor, and Jesse Wayne Swayze, an engineering draftsman. Growing up in a family with artistic roots, Swayze developed an early passion for dance, eventually training at his mother's dance studio, the Harkness Ballet and Joffrey Ballet schools in New York City. After a brief stint as a professional dancer, Swayze transitioned into acting, making his screen debut in the 1979 film Skate Town, USA. He continued in minor roles until his breakthrough performance as dance instructor Johnny Castle in the 1987 romantic drama Dirty Dancing. The film became a cultural phenomenon and cemented Swayze as a leading man in Hollywood. In the years that followed, Swayze starred in a string of successful films, including the 1989 action flick Roadhouse and the iconic 1990 romantic fantasy Ghost, which earned him a Golden Globe nomination for Best Actor. He continued to act in both film and TV projects throughout the 90s and 2000s, showcasing his versatility and commitment to his craft. He was also an accomplished singer-songwriter. His single She's Like the Wind, which he co-wrote and performed for the Dirty Dancing soundtrack, became a top 10 hit in multiple countries. Patrick remained dedicated to his passion for dance and often incorporated it into his roles. With his distinctive blend of charisma, talent, and determination, Swayze left an indelible mark on the entertainment industry, and the person he inspired the most was likely his beloved wife, Lisa Niemi. Patrick's diagnosis. Patrick tragically passed away less than 2 years after being diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. His death in 2009 at age 57 brought increased awareness to this often silent and deadly disease. Lisa Niemi Swayze, Patrick's wife of more than 3 decades, was with him throughout his battle and continues to feel his presence daily. His cancer diagnosis in 2007 came as a shock, but it didn't deter him from continuing to work in the industry. In fact, he tried his best to stay busy until his final months alive. According to Niemi, Swayze even shot an entire TV series while he was actively fighting cancer, which was particularly remarkable because he was putting in up to 14 hours a day on set 5 days a week while receiving chemo treatments on the weekend. In a recent interview with Today.com, Niemi Swayze discussed Patrick's initial symptoms, which included yellow eyes and persistent digestive pain. She recounted the difficult moment when Patrick learned of his diagnosis and how they chose to face it with realistic optimism. His decision to go public with his diagnosis brought much-needed attention to pancreatic cancer and its challenges. That being said, Lisa says that if given the choice, Patrick would have preferred to keep his battle private. At the end of the day, however, he realized just how helpful it could be to others going through similar situations to see his example of resilience and strength while enduring such a troubling ordeal. Niemi Swayze also shared her advice for caregivers, emphasizing the importance of self-care and seeking support from others. She further believes that it's crucial for couples to face the challenges together and cherish the love they have for one another while they're still able to. They wanted to be parents. Patrick and Lisa met when they were teenagers at the Houston Ballet Dance Company, where Lisa was taking lessons from Swayze's mother. They got married when Swayze was 19 and Lisa was 15 on the 12th of June 1975 and remained by each other's side until Swayze's death. In the Paramount Network documentary I Am Patrick Swayze, Lisa shared that she and Patrick always wanted children, but that dream was derailed in 1990 when she had a miscarriage. She described the emotional pain of the experience, and Patrick wrote in his book, The Time of My Life, that he was devastated by the loss and crushed with grief. The couple later tried to conceive again, but were unfortunately unsuccessful. They considered adoption, but Patrick still wanted to have biological children with Lisa. Their continued struggles in this regard affected their marriage, and they briefly separated in 2003 but reconciled after Patrick went to rehab. In 2007, he received his cancer diagnosis and tragically passed away 2 years later. Though they never had children, Lisa and Patrick had many animals on their ranch, which they treated like their own kids. Still, Patrick's family and friends firmly believe he would have been an amazing father. Patrick's final words to Lisa. In her memoir, Worth Fighting For, published in 2011, Lisa candidly wrote about the difficult experience of watching her husband pass away from cancer. She described it as the worst thing she'd ever been through, but also highlighted that it was miraculous that Patrick lived for 22 months after his diagnosis. In Patrick's final days, Lisa shared intimate moments with him, such as holding his hand, listening to music, and sleeping with her arm around him. She recounted how they both fought hard every day for his life. She also revealed their last words to each other were, "I love you." In Patrick's final moments, Lisa stayed by his side, not wanting to leave as she listened to him take small, shallow breaths. When he finally passed, it was incredibly heartbreaking for Lisa. Her continued fight against pancreatic cancer. Despite her grief, Lisa has been determined to carry on her late husband's legacy and passion for helping others. Since 2010, she's been working with the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network, commonly abbreviated as PanCan, an organization dedicated to improving outcomes for pancreatic cancer patients and their families through research, advocacy, and awareness. In an interview with Good Morning America during Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month in November 2022, Niemi Swayze explained that Patrick didn't want to be the poster boy of cancer, but simply couldn't bear to do nothing. Even though he passed away, Lisa picked up the torch and continued his fight. She's been a vocal advocate for more federal funding for pancreatic cancer research, which is one of the least funded among major cancer types. She's also helped raise awareness about the symptoms and risk factors of the disease, such as persistent stomach pain that radiates to the back, which was a symptom Patrick experienced. In the same interview, Lisa spoke about her personal journey of coping with the loss of her soulmate and finding new love. She feels Patrick's presence every day and knows his love never stopped. She believes cancer may have taken him, but it did not defeat him, and she's determined to continue to fight in his honor. She has since remarried. Lisa Niemi Swayze married jeweler Albert DePrisco in 2014 after meeting through mutual friends. She says Albert has been unwaveringly supportive of her work with PanCan and understands the bond she shared with Patrick. She believes getting remarried does not diminish the love she had for Patrick and still feels connected to him. She further claims to hear his voice in her head and that he comments on what she's doing. Whenever she needs support or guidance, she can ask him in her mind and she hears his response, which usually encourages her to get real and keep going. Now it's time to hear from you. Did you know Patrick Swayze and his wife Lisa met when they were both teenagers and they remained by each other's side for more than 3 decades? Let us know in the comments section below.